Hello, hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you, Marisol?
Hello. Hi, teacher. I coming at home again.
Oh my God. Traffic
Yes.
again?
Traffic. It's terrible, teacher. I don't know. The people is crazy.
I
Us are
know.
crazy.
Yeah. I know it's difficult. Hi, Michelle. Good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
How are you today?
Hi, next question, teacher.
No.
How do
Yes,
Still
how do you
sick.
say desahogo in English, teacher?
Desahogo.
I know I feel stressful. So
Oh, it's not
stressful.
because you are sick?
No, it's because I feel stressful. I feel
Desahogo,
stressed.
it is
Yes.
let off steam.
Of
Confession.
steam.
Mm,
Relief. Relief also. Mhm.
Relief.
Oh,
mhm.
no.
Okay.
Remember, it's Friday, so that can happen. And anyways, we have to continue and look forward, right?
Mhm.
Okay. But do you have any plans for this weekend?
Hi, teacher. I think I'm going to work and I must to study because this week I study a course,
Mhm.
yes, course.
Yes.
So I need to study. The course is short.
Okay.
Is to for 10 days to finish the course, but I need to study and to, ¿cómo se dice? To to do the test.
Okay.
Yes.
Me too. I have an evaluation from my other job, and we have to watch a video. I have to read a document, and it's going to be available until Sunday. And I just saw the video today, and I haven't read the material. So it is kind of stressful too, because I didn't have time.
Yes, the time is the most difficult right now for the because we are working. So it's
Exactly.
very difficult, yes.
Yeah, it's not so easy, right? Like when we were students that we didn't have anything else to do, just to study.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a lot of things to do.
Yes.
Okay. So no plans for this weekend.
No.
Okay. And you, Marisol?
Tomorrow, teacher, I I I going to work all day in a factory.
Okay. Do you usually work on Saturday or you don't?
No, it's rarely, but the personal from the factory is worked all Saturday. By me, it's not frequently.
Uh,
Uh, Tomorrow, because the new people in laboratory uh, is receive a training.
okay.
A
They
training
are
in,
receiving a training
no
from
sé, I
you.
don't know, for
Oh,
formulación.
it's not from you. You are not giving the training. No.
No,
Oh,
no, no. Mhm. The
okay.
training is for the new people,
Okay, got it.
the
Oh,
new person, sorry,
no, new people. A
new
lot
people,
or just one?
just one.
Oh, so yes, one person. Yeah, you're right. For the
Mhm.
new person.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Well, it's gonna be here in Santa Ana, we have, fiestas patronales, right? So
Julia's
tomorrow
teacher.
is gonna be a crazy day because of the parades. We are going to have some parades. Tomorrow it's like the opening for the fiestas patronales. So it's gonna be crazy tomorrow in the afternoon. If you want to go out, you have to do it early because around 2:30 or 2, probably, we're gonna have traffic everywhere. It's gonna be
I
crazy.
can imagine.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And then, well, I don't have any plans for this Sunday. Just my sister's baby shower. Gonna have that. She's pregnant. She's almost on her last week, so we are going to have that. And also, yes, on Sunday after church, I will go to a lunch. Yes, I know. I'm gonna be busy on Sunday, but tomorrow I don't have any plans. Just to stay home and do something from my job. Okay, so thank you so much, girls. I'm gonna take the attendance. Give me a minute. Okay, I have it is. And Gabriela, okay, here you are. Okay, well, we are going to go to the book. For yesterday, we started reading, right? But we couldn't finish because of the time. So we are going to repeat the reading again, don't worry. Wait. Okay. All right, can you see? Yes, right?
Yes.
That's my baby. Something happened to him. Okay, sorry.
Unit 12.
Here we go. So we have the reading and we are going to play it, okay? And it says, when in Rome. Listen to Andrew, Rachel, and Lila talking about their experiences abroad. Answer the questions. Question number 1. What helped each of them get used to their new living situation? And then number 2, what did each person find difficult to adjust to? So we have these 2 questions, and what you have to do is to pay attention to the reading, okay? And answer the questions, okay? The listening. The listening is kind of long, but I know you will get it, okay? So we are going to listen right now, and please try to get the answers from these questions, okay? Ready?
Unit 12. Moving around. Lesson A. Page 98. Exercise 5. When in Rome. Part A. Listen to Andrew, Rachel, and Layla talking about their experiences abroad. Answer the questions. 1. Andrew.
When I was in college, I spent a semester studying in London. And even though we speak the same language, English people and people from the US are very different. I guess I felt that people from the US have a bad reputation. Some people think we're loud and that we speak our minds too much. So I tried to listen a bit more and not be so assertive, if that makes sense. I wanted to make a good impression. I suppose I shouldn't have worried about it, but I did. And you know, I think it worked somehow. I loved the lifestyle in London. During my free time, I had a lot of fun playing soccer with my British friends. Of course, they call it football over there. And I really loved the old buildings. I mean, they're really old. We don't have anything that old in the US, so that part was pretty amazing. Another thing was TV. The British have a different sense of humor, very dry. I really like it. Their comedy shows are really funny. I'd have to say my experience was a positive one overall, except for the rainy weather, of course. I had trouble getting used to that.
2. Rachel. I lived in Madrid for a whole year. And I have to be honest and say that at first, well, I wasn't very happy. You see, I was homesick. I missed my family and I just wanted to go home. Part of the problem was my Spanish. I couldn't communicate very well, but I love to eat. And that's what really saved me. I tried tapas, those small plates of food with bite-sized portions that they serve in places all over the city. There were so many kinds: fried squid, sausages, olives, all kinds of meat and seafood and sauces. Oh, it makes me hungry just thinking about it. And of course, tapas are meant to be shared with other people, so it's really fun. I made some Spanish friends, and we'd go out for tapas all the time. So I got to eat a lot of delicious food, and of course, my Spanish improved dramatically as well. But there was one thing that was difficult to adjust to, and that was that dinner was always served at a late hour. I wasn't used to eating at 11 o'clock at night. 3. Layla.
I came to the US from the Middle East. My family opened up a restaurant here. At first, I found it difficult. Everything seemed so different. Just using public transportation, for example, or going to a doctor was so different. I was pretty overwhelmed, and I guess because I wasn't feeling comfortable, I tended to make friends only with people from my country. I felt like I was living in a bubble, separated from the rest of the people all around me. But once I started feeling more confident about my English, I started meeting local people. I found them very friendly and open, and it turned out to be very easy to make friends. But there was one thing about people from the US that bothered me at first. I found it hard to get used to the way they talk so much about themselves. It took me a long time to understand that you were supposed to talk about yourself too, because that is how people get to know one another. It's still hard for me to talk a lot about myself, but I'm getting better at it.
Okay. So did you get the answers from each person on any idea? Michelle?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, for some ideas.
Okay, that's fine. Don't worry. So what about question number 1? Talking about Andrew, what do you listen?
What help each of them get used to the new living situation? Well, in the case of Andrew, he think the American people have a bad impression for others, so he tried to give to the people in London to good impression, to new things about the city, but either he talk about something that he don't like it. For example, the building he think is they are too older, for example, but he tried to give a good image,
Impression?
impression, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the another case to Rachel, uh, she she live in Madrid. She gets sick and she started to miss her family because she is by her own. But something that it really helps, that she loved to eat, and she knew some friends, and they usually go into a restaurant to try new food and something like that.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you so much. Do you have any comments, Marisol?
Yes, teacher. Andrew Low still live in London.
Mm-hmm.
He like a language, and he don't like a raining.
Mm-hmm.
She don't like a raining, and I don't know. I write about the shoes, but I don't remember is positive or negative.
Okay.
But,
All right.
uh-huh.
That's fine.
Rachel, she like eat. She like very social,
She's
very social. He loves diner, and she loves eating dessert, but she don't like the hour for dinner because
dinner.
it's dinner because it's later for her. It's around the 11 p.m.
Okay.
Then Leila, she is missing her family, and I don't like, or it's difficult for her the public transportation and visiting the doctor.
Okay. Thank you so much. We will listen again, but in this time, we have 9 things that are written, and it says, did Andrew, you put A, Rachel, R, or Lila, L, do these things? Write the correct letter. So for example, if you hear that Andrew felt homesick, you will put Andrew, A, just the letter, the beginning of the letter, okay? So you will listen to each person again and write the correct letter to each of the things. Who did those things, okay? That's what we are going to do.
Unit 12, Moving Around. Lesson A, page 98. Exercise 5, When in Rome, Part A. Listen to Andrew, Rachel, and Layla talking about their experiences abroad. Answer the questions. 1. Andrew.
When I was in college, I spent a semester studying in London. And even though we speak the same language, English people and people from the US are very different. I guess I felt that people from the US have a bad reputation. Some people think we're loud and that we speak our minds too much. So I tried to listen a bit more and not be so assertive, if that makes sense. I wanted to make a good impression. I suppose I shouldn't have worried about it, but I did. And you know, I think it worked somehow. I loved the lifestyle in London. During my free time, I had a lot of fun playing soccer with my British friends. Of course, they call it football over there. And I really loved the old buildings. I mean, they're really old. We don't have anything that old in the US, so that part was pretty amazing. Another thing was TV. The British have a different sense of humor, very dry. I really like it. Their comedy shows are really funny. I'd have to say my experience was a positive one overall, except for the rainy weather, of course. I had trouble getting used to that.
2. Rachel. I lived in Madrid for a whole year. And I have to be honest and say that at first, well, I wasn't very happy. You see, I was homesick. I missed my family and I just wanted to go home. Part of the problem was my Spanish. I couldn't communicate very well. But I love to eat. And that's what really saved me. I tried tapas, those small plates of food with bite-sized portions that they serve in places all over the city. There were so many kinds. Fried squid, sausages, olives, all kinds of meat and seafood and sauces. Oh, it makes me hungry just thinking about it. And of course, tapas are meant to be shared with other people, so it's really fun. I made some Spanish friends, and we'd go out for tapas all the time. So I got to eat a lot of delicious food, and of course, my Spanish improved dramatically as well. But there was one thing that was difficult to adjust to, and that was that dinner was always served at a late hour. I wasn't used to eating at 11 o'clock at night. 3. Layla.
I came to the US from the Middle East. My family opened up a restaurant here. At first, I found it difficult. Everything seemed so different. Just using public transportation, for example, or going to a doctor was so different. I was pretty overwhelmed, and I guess because I wasn't feeling comfortable, I tended to make friends only with people from my country. I felt like I was living in a bubble, separated from the rest of the people all around me. But once I started feeling more confident about my English, I started meeting local people. I found them very friendly and open, and it turned out to be very easy to make friends. But there was one thing about people from the US that bothered me at first. I found it hard to get used to the way they talk so much about themselves. It took me a long time to understand that you were supposed to talk about yourself too, because that is how people get to know one another. It's still hard for me to talk a lot about myself, but I'm getting better at it.
Okay, so please give me the answer. So for example, you say, well, teacher, number one, Andrew felt homesick. Okay, you give me the name and then read the sentence. Number one, who has it? Let's go one by one.
Number one, feel homesick is Rachel.
Rachel, okay, thank you. Number two, Marisol.
Andrew.
Andrew what?
Andrew had fun playing a sport.
Okay, thank you. Three, Michelle.
Rachel, enjoy food with friends.
Okay, thank you. Four,
Leila didn't feel connected to the other at first.
five,
Rachel ate dinner
okay. Dinner,
dinner late at night.
okay, dinner, thank you. Next, please.
The six, I don't know, teacher. Wait, sorry.
Leila.
Some people talked about themselves too much. What do you have, Marisol?
Leila.
Leila. I would say Andrew.
Andrew.
Because at the beginning he says that that's why he decided to be quiet because the other people were talking about themselves a lot. Okay. Seven.
Seven is Andrew either.
Okay.
But I hear the opposite.
But no,
I don't know.
He loves the old
loves.
buildings. And that's why he comes to the United
Ah,
States, because he says we don't have anything like that in the United States. But he really loves the old buildings.
I think he
He didn't like it and he was like,
didn't like it. He was a ¿cómo dice quejar?
he was
Com-
complaining.
Complaining. I think he
No,
was complaining.
he was
Okay.
impressed because of the buildings.
Okay.
Yes. 8.
Andrew watched comedy shows on TV.
Watched. Okay. Yes.
Watch.
And 9.
9, try to talk about herself. I think it's Laila.
Okay. What do you have, Marisol?
Andrew.
I would say no, because it's herself. But I think it's not Laila, because remember that Laila was kind of shy at the beginning. So I would say that is Rachel. Okay. Thank you so much, girls. Now we have conclusions, okay? Michelle, could you please help me to read this?
Yes. The conclusion can close your composition by resting the main idea. Summarizing the main points, looking to the future, making recommendation or a combination of this method.
Okay, so then we have these exercises, and it says, read these 2 concluding paragraphs. which methods do the writers use? Underline the parts of the conclusion, that helped you decide. For example, so we have the conclusion can close your composition by restating the main idea, summarizing the points, the main points, and looking to the future, making recommendations or a combination of these methods, okay? So we are going to see which methods do the writers use. Let's try to do it. We have here the examples. Marisol, could you please help me to read?
Okay, the paragraph.
Yes.
Okay. Overall, for the majority of young people, taking a year off to travel has not replaced the traditional post-secondary pursuit of higher education. For most high school graduates, studying or training for a career will remain the most likely path. However, there are still many young people who save as much money as they can in order to see foreign sites and experience foreign
Cultures?
cultures. Taking time to travel may put the behind a year as far as college and careers are concerned.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
they say the personal growth is worth it.
Worth it. Okay, thank you so much. The next one. Michelle.
In brief, there are real benefits to study abroad. While it is certainly possible to learn the language in a country where it's not widely
Widely
widely is spoken.
spoken? Mhm.
No, I can I hear you. I don't know. I hear some noise. I don't know.
Okay,
Sorry. But I think you speak, but not.
no.
No. Okay. It's not widely spoken. Living abroad, fantasma. Perdón, maestra. Living abroad after limitless
Mhm.
possibilities for improvement. Additionally, foreign students have a real opportunity to own their life skill. Generally, they are responsible for everything from money, manage, management,
Management?
accommodation,
Mhm.
and meals to ensure that they have a good balance between their social life and school life. Studying abroad offers not only language lesson but also life lesson and is well worth considering.
Okay. Did you find new vocabulary?
And widely.
Okay, widely. Could you please underline that? What else? Well, we have some.
¿Cómo puedo hacer eso?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying underline because I thought that you had the book. I'm sorry. But maybe you can write it, okay, on your notebook. So for example, if you see here, we have these linking words or phrases in the conclusions. We have additionally, generally, however, in brief, overall. So could you please look for the meaning?
In the internet.
Yes, sure. I want you to write the meaning on your notebook and have it with you. Did you finish?
No, not
Okay.
yet.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, perfect. So the first one, we have additionally, it's not adicionalmente, right? So what's the meaning?
Además,
Además, there you go. Then we
Mhm.
have generally,
In most cases, usually.
okay, yes, that can be possible. However,
sin embargo,
in brief,
In a few words
mhm,
or in short.
okay, and overall.
overall, en general,
Okay, yeah, it's the same like the other one, right? So now if we read the paragraph again, we will understand better, right? So could you please, you take like 3 minutes for reading both paragraphs quickly. I want you to understand the reading, okay? For you, read it for you. Okay, are you done? Yes, right. So the first paragraph, what does it talk about? What do you understand about it? In your words, your own words.
The first paragraph, teacher, I understand, is about the young people post-secondary. They say much money for travel a different country for grow, no, for personal growth.
Mhm.
Quiero ver. How do you say aunque?
Even though,
Even though representing mm, is a lost year for the college or the careers in the university.
okay, very good, excellent, thank you. So what about number 2, Michelle?
The number 2, I think for the... Ay, es que se estaban leyendo el primero, teacher. Lo voy a
Sorry?
decir del primero también. Es que de último me puse a leer el primero.
Oh, okay.
Study
Pero
the
el
first.
primero is, yeah, it's very interesting, the first part, because it's talk about how so young people take a year, and here we consider a año sabático.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. Well, in my case, my family, if I decide to do that, wow, it was horrible for my family. It's not so common here, but
Yes.
I know in another country it's very common to know to all different places, to know different culture, to connect to other people, to grow in different way before they started to the career.
Okay, excellent. Yes,
Mhm.
I agree with you. So we're still talking about traveling abroad, studying abroad, and all that kind of experience. Sorry. In this case, we have this activity and it says, write a composition about living or traveling abroad. And then it says, choose one of these topics of your own. Your conclusion should use at least one of the methods described. I don't want you to use a method, but I want you to give like a conclusion in this paragraph. And then we have these topics. We have the cultural shock, because that can happen. Maybe you are so happy because you are going to, I don't know, to Spain, but then you can have this cultural shock. We have very different traditions, and maybe that is not going to be something that you would like, okay? So then we have group travel, independent travel, so if you go alone, and then you have studying abroad. So you will choose one of these topics, okay? We have 4 topics, and I want you to write a paragraph and then give like a conclusion about that paragraph, yes? That's gonna be on your notebook for Monday, please. Try to do it on your weekend. I know it's gonna be a busy weekend for you, but I want you to practice with your writing, okay? Write this short paragraph. And then in the next class, we are going to discuss about these topics and we are going to give ideas and maybe you will give your own opinions about your classmates' writing, okay? That's gonna be your homework, but I'm gonna take a picture and I will send it in the WhatsApp group. Okay,
Okay, teacher.
and then you can work on that. It's really hot today, right? It's crazy. Okay, I just sent it to you. All right. And we still are talking about traveler or tourist. Okay, so when you, well, I think you both have had the experience of traveling, right? Yes.
Mhm.
And do you like to do it? I mean, do you like to go out? Because there are people that they don't like to go out, that maybe they have the possibilities for going to all the countries where they want, but they don't do it because they are not interested in it. But what about you? Do you like to travel?
Yes.
Okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
what is the different traveler or tourist?
Oh, a traveler, it's like viajero. Mhm.
But it's the same, no?
And turista. Okay. Yeah. Do
Mhm.
you think it's the same?
Ah,
I mean,
yes.
I think that tourist is when you are in the place, right? I'm a tourist.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think, but I don't know if
Okay, okay.
okay. So when you have had experience of traveling, what recommendations or what is something that you always like to do because you consider is very important? Hmm?
In my case, teacher, when I was travel, I most like the experience is about the, I don't know, is mm, I don't know how do you say, navegar en un barco de vapor.
Ah,
Ujú. De,
navegar
yes.
to seal, but let me see. Barco de vapor.
Ujú. Ajá. Is the
Steamer, steamer ship,
steamer ship.
steamer ship.
Steamer ship.
Mhm.
Ujú.
Even
Is
they
the
to sail in a steamer ship.
steamer ship.
Mhm.
I like very much because spring is is que
A new experience.
motivadora.
Motivated.
Motivated because I am an engineer y de propela de vapor is the
Propela.
ajá, o sea, ajá, moverse con la propela con el vapor is the is the studying for the thermodynamic in the engineer. Is the first law for the thermodynamic. Then is wow.
Okay.
Yes, it is there is exist not only in the book. Yes, and then quiero ver. Additionally, the río,
Oh, the
Ribera del Río. The riverside. The riverside is very beautiful. I start ship in the Mississippi for the this, how do you say, barco?
ship.
String ship. I recommend.
Okay, interesting. Well, you know, I'm afraid of being in the water. I don't know. I don't like it, and it's something that I'm afraid of. So, but I
Yeah.
think that would be a good experience. And then if you
Yes.
have your all the secure things, so that would be awesome. Okay, well, because of the time, we are going to stop here, okay? But in the next class, I hope that you, Mitchell, can join the class and you can give me your like tips or recommendations you have when you travel, okay? So we are going to stop here. Thank you so much for being in the class, guys, for participating. I hope that you try to relax, okay, at least some hours, and you can go out with your friends or family. And I will see you on Monday, okay? So good night, girls. Take care and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good
Bye.
night.